Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Kyle Richards explains hinting at bisexuality in Rob trailer, says she's close with Sutton, and talks rough season with Dorit, plus how Kim is doing. Kyle Richards explained the comment she made about being interested in both Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie on Thursday. After seemingly confirming her rumored bisexuality in the trailer for The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Season 15, Kyle, 56, revealed her status with the ladies of the show, including Erica Jane, 54, Sutton Strake, 54, and Dorit Kemsley, 49, and offered an update on her sister, Kim Richards, 61, following her reported relapse in 2024. Listen, give them what they want to hear, right? They were asking for it, so give the people what they want, Kyle explained to Chanel Ian, 47, of her trailer comment during a November 13 interview with Bravo. Ahead of the new episodes, Kyle said she's closest with Erica, but also close with Sutton, despite their drama in past years. She has her moments, but listen, I do love Sutton, she stated. As for Dorit, Kyle admitted the two of them have some things to work through. That said, after Ian noted that she'd spoken to Dorit at the same event, and that Dorit told her she loves Kyle agreed that they would eventually figure out their issues. I care about her very much. I also love her, but it's been a rough season for us, that's for sure, she noted. Moving on to Kim, who has faced addiction struggles for many years, Kyle gave a positive update, telling her fellow Real Housewives star, she's great. Kyle Richards has been a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills fixture for over a decade. But the season 15 trailer dropped a shockwave even longtime fans didn't see coming. A single line from Kyle, a line delivered with quiet confidence, almost tossed out like an afterthought, ignited a frenzy of speculation across social media. Maybe I'm not as straight as I always thought. With those 10 unexpected words, the Bravo universe lost its collective breath. Now, Kyle is finally explaining what she meant, what she didn't mean, and why she chose to open the door to a part of herself she had kept locked away for most of her life. In a new in-depth interview, Kyle is neither coy nor evasive. If anything, she speaks as if a weight has finally shifted off her shoulders. She admits she knew the trailer moment would become a headline, but she didn't realize how quickly it would snowball into think pieces, TikTok theories, and endless fan analysis. Still, she refuses to call it a calculated move or a storyline crafted for television. For Kyle, it was a personal moment spoken during a season of upheaval and self-reflection that happened to be caught on camera. She begins by clarifying the obvious. Her separation from Mauricio Umansky, her partner of more than 27 years, became a catalyst for deep emotional questioning. While she assures fans that the end of their marriage wasn't caused by another person or a sudden identity shift, the experience of being alone for the first time in decades forced her into a kind of introspection she had never allowed herself before. I've spent my whole adult life being a wife, a mother, and someone who always had to project certainty, Kyle explains. When that structure changes, you start looking at yourself in a completely different way. I wasn't trying to make a statement. I was trying to understand my own feelings. She admits that the moment featured in the trailer came after a long private conversation that didn't make the final cut. The cameras caught the tail end, a piece of vulnerability that, in her mind, had already been processed, not something she expected the world to dissect frame by frame. But reality TV doesn't work like that. One line, especially from a Beverly Hills OG, becomes the match that ignites an inferno. The rumor mill immediately connected her confession to her close friendship with country singer Morgan Wade. For months, fans had speculated about their bond, pointing to matching tattoos, covert getaways, and the unexplainable ease between them. Kyle has repeatedly denied a romantic relationship, and she continues to do so now, though she acknowledges the role Morgan played in her self-exploration. When someone comes into your life who challenges you emotionally, creatively, or spiritually, it makes you reevaluate things, Kyle says. Morgan is one of the most important people in my life. That's true. But friendship can be transformative without being romantic. Still, Kyle doesn't deny that their connection stirred questions she had never dared ask before. She reveals that a big part of her journey was understanding that sexuality can exist in a spectrum, not the rigid categories she grew up believing were mandatory. She describes the realization not as an awakening but a soft awareness that unfolded slowly, like the light of morning creeping through curtains. People want me to label myself, and I don't have a label right now, Kyle says. I'm figuring it out. And that's okay. I don't think we have to have every answer immediately. I've earned the right to take my time. Her children have been supportive, she adds, offering compassion and curiosity rather than confusion. For Kyle, their acceptance was one of the reasons she felt safe enough to share her personal exploration publicly. She insists she didn't bring it up as a storyline or for a ratings bump. If anything, she worried how it might be perceived. But the trailer moment was not strategically planted. It happened because she was trying to live authentically in a season where nothing in her life felt predictable. Kyle pulls back the curtain further, describing a quiet night at home during filming when she sat at her kitchen counter with a producer and confessed that she had questions about herself that she didn't know how to articulate. She told him she had spent her life operating in default mode, and now she felt that default unraveling. The producer suggested she speak about it during a cast dinner, not for shock value but for honesty. Kyle hesitated. She feared it would be taken out of context. In the end, she agreed because she didn't want to hide something simply because she feared judgment. "I wasn't announcing anything," she says. "I was being honest in a moment where honesty felt like the only thing I had left." The fallout, she admits, was overwhelming. Friends reached out. Castmates whispered. Headlines declared her sexuality a storyline before she could even process her own words. But she doesn't regret it. She believes viewers deserve a version of her that is real, even if that reality is uncertain and evolving. Kyle has always been the grounded one, the stable one, the moral compass, she reflects. This season, I'm not those things. I'm messy. I'm unsure. I'm emotional. And maybe that's more relatable than the perfect image I tried to hold on to for so long. As for Mauricio, Kyle says their communication remains open and respectful. They're still navigating what their future looks like, both as co-parents and as long-time partners undergoing a major shift in their identities as a couple. She shares that he, too, was surprised when he saw the trailer, but their conversations afterward were honest, compassionate, and without hostility. Kyle ends her explanation with a message not just to fans but to herself. She is allowed to evolve. She is allowed to question. She is allowed to live in the gray rather than pretend clarity she doesn't yet have.